We will take the address by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, who is here represented by Dr. Adeyemi Dipoolu, the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, right after his speech, he will declare the event open. Please put your hands together for the Vice President's representative. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you very much. Excellency Deputy Governor, Cross River State, distinguished Senator Shola Adeyemi, distinguished Senator Tayola Shuadua, distinguished Senators, PAMSEC Economic Affairs Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Vice President, it gives me great pleasure and honor to be in Calabar today to participate in the workshop on the Nigerian local content. I salute the Governor and the people of Cross River State for their hospitality as well as for the quality of this edifice, the Calabar International Convention Center. It is even more gratifying that this initiative is being driven by the legislature, and I wish to congratulate the leadership and members of the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream for this initiative. It underscores the strong synergies between the executive and the legislature, which we need for creating a vibrant policy environment that can stimulate economic growth. Distinguished Senators, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria ranks among the top 10 economies in the world in terms of hydrocarbon resources, with over 37 billion barrels of proven reserves and over 180 trillion cubic feet of gas. And there is more, of course, in our subsoil. Despite these economic advantages, these huge resources, which should bestow on our nation lots of growth and development, is characterized instead by a high percentage of foreign content to the detriment of local industry. Thank you. There is also high expatriate quota utilization by the international oil companies, with ever-rising repatriation of profits and incomes. What is characteristic of the oil industry in Nigeria? It's its low contribution to gross domestic product at about 10%, compared to its foreign exchange contribution of over 90%, and previously, of course, about 70% of government revenues. This is a clear pointer to the lack of backward and forward linkages to the rest of the economy, and it speaks to the low participation that all previous speakers have spoken about. In its determination to maximize participation in the oil and gas sector, the government had adopted the Nigerian content policy in the oil and gas industry through the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act of 2010. Its thrust is well known to all and includes to maximize participation of Nigerians in the sector, maximize utilization of Nigerian resources, attract investments into the economy, link oil and gas to other sectors of the economy, integrate oil producing communities into the oil and gas value chain. And of course, the institutional arrangements provided for are also well known through the Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. The implementation of the policy, young though it is, has yielded some modest results, a small but increasing participation of Nigerian companies in oil and gas contracts, for which I salute the pioneers, especially those who have lent support to the organization of this workshop. There's also injection of new investments from exploration to tank farm, has been said earlier. It is noteworthy, however, that local content provisions in Nigeria are not unique and have been used elsewhere in the developed and developing countries alike to integrate their oil and gas sector. And this has been done in the United Kingdom, in Norway, in Malaysia, in Brazil, and in India, to mention but a few. Indeed, local content requirements are a well-tested means of industrial policy to generate jobs, acquire technology and skills, and build an internally articulated economy. Deputy Governor, distinguished senators, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian content policy has thus become a national development imperative and a catalyst for industrialization. However, the resilience of the policy will be tested by current conditions in the oil market, marked by, of course, declining oil prices. We therefore have to raise the bar of the Nigerian content policy to support the need to diversify the economy. The present administration, under the leadership of President Buhari, remains focused and committed to the transparent and efficient implementation of the policy and will provide the needed enablers for industrial growth. As you deliberate over the next 3 days, I urge you to look at the compliance level of the extant legislation and policy very closely. I similarly urge you to bring up recommendations and propose models that will further shape the policy and legislation in the following areas, amongst others: infrastructure development, fiscal incentives, increased transparency in the implementation of local content, especially through improved data for tracking and monitoring of progress being made in the sector, human resource development, access to credit facilities, extension of the local content policy to other sectors of the economy, the development of domestic in-country value addition to transform Nigeria into a self-reliant exporter of refined products, energy, power, and oil, and economic diversification, job and wealth creation, especially by supporting medium, small, and micro enterprises. Your Excellencies, distinguished senators, I now join His Excellency Deputy Governor of Cross River State, and on behalf of the Vice President, to declare this stakeholder interactive workshop open. Thank you very much.